Welcome to the Doggie Dojo. We are here today to talk about our brand new series that's coming out here on the channel, and that is Handling Foundations. It's dog agility foundations for you and your dog. Things that you can work on to get your dog ready to go. Speaking of ready to go, we got at least one puppy here ready to go, two puppies here ready to go. They are going to be joining us here, and we're going to be teaching some amazing foundations for you guys and give you guys a sneak peek of what you guys can look forward to in the new YouTube Doggie Dojo series. We're going to be going to do it with both Mochi and Disney, so I can show you how to get these behaviors both with a dog that's starting from scratch and a dog that's been this for a while. Disney is an excellent standard and open jumpers. And so he's working his way up. He still has some things he needs to work through, and we're going to be throughout my whole YouTube series covering some of these topics that I'm doing and diving into with my own personal dogs to help you guys be successful with your dogs back at home. So thanks for joining us today. Without further ado, let's jump into some training. And one of those exercises that we've been working on in this series is jump bumps and jump foundations. Now, there's a few different ways we can work through this exercise. I'm going to show you 3 different ways to work this exercise. We'll start off with Mochi here. We'll put Disney up. Come on, Disney, because Disney will want to do it at the same time as Mochi. Boy. I'm utilizing a climb here. Now, this climb is very helpful, so we can work on stay work with Mochi. Now, I haven't told him to stay. He's actually chosen to jump up on the climb himself. So I'm going to give him a little search cookie to get him off of it, and then we're going to get him back on here. And the first exercise that I like to work on with the dog, even without a jump situation happening here, is stay work, start line stays. And in our All-Star Foundation series that we did on the YouTube channel, we did talk about this, and this is something that you guys can see where it's going to apply. And so one of the big things that I like to do is to get our dogs to learn to stay as we cross over the plane here. Now, I'm kind of jumping up a lesson or two in the series. And as you can see, me and him have done a little bit of the next step to this. But my first step is actually, yes, to get him to stay as I approach for a start line. And the climbs are very helpful to make that happen because it gives him a defined space to be. Now, since I've done some valuable things where I put in reinforcement on the other side of this jump and asking him to come do that, he has started to test the boundaries to see, can I move past or go engage the obstacle for reinforcement before told to? He doesn't know that's wrong because it is a correct behavior for him to go through these jump wings and get reinforcement on the other side. But there's also behavior I'm looking for, which is him to stay and not to be released until I tell him to. So this is one of those first steps or first games you could be doing at home to help your dog be successful. Now, the next thing that we're going to do here is we are going to introduce something you can use at home. It's a treat bowl. And we're going to put a treat bowl on the other side here. Good boy. Now, I'm not putting a cookie in there yet because I am by myself and I want to make sure that he is successful in waiting to be released. Jump. Yes, search. Good job. And I throw a cookie in after the fact. Now, I could preload the cookie here. So as I feel more confident with his stay, I could preload the cookie. But obviously, as you can see here, it's just not going to cut it. There's a couple things we can do to work that. One, we're going to work this. And I'm going to go ahead. And what's nice about this thing, work this. I'm not telling he's wrong, he's bad. I'm just reminding him what needs to happen. Good boy. That it's a little bit what they like to call it. It's your choice. So we talked about that in our Agility Foundations training. Come here. Yes. Right. Our Agility Foundations training. Good boy. Yes. Jump. Get it. Good boy. And that's also another exercise that we're working here. There's 2 areas that we're working with this jump bump situation. One is a start line stay. I'm going to tell him free. There's a start line stay where he stays on the platform as we come over here and gets reinforcement. So he comes to me to get reinforcement. But we also want a dog that waits and stays and then goes and gets reinforcement. And this is one of those tools that you can use. So other than a food bowl down here, you can use a toy. You can put a toy down there, or you can release them and go jump and then toss a toy just like that. Very important, very nice to do. I got 2 live viewers in here. Check in. Let me know in the comment section down below that you're here live. I love seeing your guys' comments. And if you guys have any questions as we go through this, let me know. We're going to be tackling not only dog agility foundations today, but maybe handler foundations, like getting your mental game and training up. So if you have any questions about that or any dog agility foundations, this is your chance here live to ask as it's happening. But also, if you're watching this on replay, let's put some comments down there. So you guys, let me know that you guys are watching this, and let me know what you're interested in seeing here on the Doggie Dojo. But one of the other tools that I find incredibly useful, not too inexpensive, is this guy right here. It's called a treat and train, and it has food inside of it, and they can go get the food, and you can give a remote. Now, something I'm experimenting with, which I need to get this down, I'm promising you guys, is this little guy. So this is about half the cost of the one I just showed you, if not more. And it also has a little tray, and it also has a little treat dispenser thing that you can do, and a button that your dog can use. I haven't really done a side-by-side comparison. If you're interested in knowing about that, let me know. I'd love to hear that. Awesome. Perfect. So what we're going to do this is we're going to take this little treat and train. We're going to turn it on. And we're going to make sure that it's working. Oh, yeah. Mochi knows this thing. He's drooling right now. He knows what's coming next. So let him get those cookies right there. We're going to go switch to a different feed. Why don't we do this, since I like showing you guys different angles here on the Doggie Dojo live streams. So we're going to put him in a sit stay here. And like I said before, a bit ago, we did a stay, and then I called him to reinforcement over there. And we also did a treat bowl pre-prepped into there. Mochi. But now I would like to also get a dog to work an obstacle ahead of me. I'm not going to be as fast as Mochi. There's just no question about that. I need him to take an obstacle and take a line in front of me. So what I might do, here, and I'll show you this with Disney too, what that looks like as well with a toy. What I might do is also work on jump and let him go get the reinforcement away from me down there. Is that little strap in the way? I'm sorry, buddy. Okay. Same thing. Give him a sit stay on this side as well, and tell him to go jump. And he goes and takes the obstacle ahead of me. Like I said, this thing is just this little platform here. It's just a way for him to be successful and know where to line up. It just makes training more efficient and faster. So I'm going to line up here, jump. And what I'm actually looking for is when he makes eye contact, that treat and train, a focus forward technique, that is going to get me to release him towards it. Because I want a dog to know that when we line up on a start line, to look ahead and look at the obstacle that's going to be right in front of him. So I'm kind of waiting, jump, for him to look that way and then get the reinforcement down there. That's a real crucial key to the training process here. Perfect. Lots of fun stuff. So we just did a little bit with Mochi. Let me show you a little bit with Disney. I'm going to actually walk you guys through the different types of, I want to say, I guess, different types of jumps in dog agility. Here, Mochi. There's different commands that I do personally, that there's so many different ways of doing said commands. There's not just one way of doing the commands, but I'm going to show you real quick with this dog what this would look like in a toy situation without the pad. And like I said, this is a preview into what the Handling Foundations course is going to be all about. Showing you guys the difference between a dog that is just starting, just learning, and a dog that has had these skills previously. So we're going to go jump into this view again, because I think it'll probably be the most useful. And that is Disney. Give me a sit, stay, sit, stay. I'm going to throw the toy out there. He has obviously a really good itcher choice. And we're going to tell him, jump. Good boy. Yeah. He's like, what kind of toy is this? He's just a different type of tuggy toy, but this is the first one that was on hand. All right. So that's the jump command. I'm going to show it again, and then we're going to talk about all the different types of jump commands or things that we can look for in agility and what we're going to be training towards together here on the Doggie Dojo. So we have a jump in a straight line, straight ahead of him, jump. And that's what we're aiming for. Good boy. We also have, it's like, what is this toy now? What in the what? What in the what? So we're also going to do what's called a check or a tight turn wrap. Sit here. And that is where they jump and then take a tight turn towards me. So for him, that is check. Yes, good boy. We're also going to talk about, I'm going to show you guys how we start that foundationally here in just a second. As long as I got some live viewers in here commenting and down below, we're going to keep going here. This is my last live stream of the day, so I don't have another one to jump off into or until my batteries die on my cameras. There's also taking the back side. So push. Uh-oh. He didn't really listen to that one. Come here. Sit. Ready? And I didn't say it right. I'm going to show you. Push. So that's actually something that's an insight on my end. I'm going to talk about that here in a second. If you were to wind this video, you would actually hear it. There's a difference in the command. Something that I've struggled with personally as an agility competitor is changing up the tone and cadence of my commands. Because if I'm like, check, push, jump, tunnel, all the commands sound like the same. When he's in a high excitement state, which that's what is in dog agility for him, and there's lots of noise, and his head's inside of a tunnel, like there's such a huge chance that he's not going to understand what I'm saying because it all sounds the same. So what I've started to do, and it's helped him, as you guys just saw, is to go like check. And then for push, I go push. So it's a different sounding word. So that's been very helpful with this dog here. Something you guys can get a little insight on. Now there is some other ones that we can do. And for him, we also have something we've been working on, which is swing, which means to take the jump and then go away from me, going the other way. So swing is the word I'm using. Thank you. And then finally, we can is just, there's so many, but these are the ones that we're going to be covering through the series. And then maybe more depending on what you guys ask for in the comment section. And that is if he's on that side of the jump, which he somewhat is, I can say come, and then to come on the inside and do a throttle slice. So lots of different things we're doing and tackling in this new series. Let me put him away, and we're going to bring Mochi out, and I'm going to show you some of the examples that's happening here as well. Got a little text here. Oh, cool. Awesome. Okay. Put his up and put Mochi out. And we're going to do a little bit of a set change here. So bear with me just for, I don't know, 10, 20 seconds. Can you all hang in there for me? Hope you guys are enjoying this. You can chat on the side there, I think. Get some comments if you guys have questions as we're going through this. I do appreciate the live interaction that I'm seeing here. We'll get Mr. Mochi out again. So you guys might be asking what treats I'm using. I'm actually using their dinner right now. So that's been helpful. All right, this next piece is pretty easy. Let me go ahead and switch back to the other camera feed. And that is getting a lawn. Uh-oh. Just lost this. Why did I just lose this? I can't have lost the battery power already. I think I did. I did. Oh, let me go back to this camera. This is a lawn basket here. And that is like what you use for putting your leaves in. And then also just a little weight in the bottom so it's a little more stable. But the next little trick that you guys are going to be learning in the Handling Foundation series is wrapping a barrel. And it's a pretty easy little trick to do. And what I will typically do to start my dogs off on it is I'm going to just bring them up to it, present a treat on the other side, and say yes, and then reward along the arc of the barrel. Get it, get it, get it, get it. I want the dog to rotate and spin around the barrel as they approach it. Yes, good job. Notice I'm not saying anything yet. Of course, he knows a little bit of this. You can use like a wrap, 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 wrap word eventually. And that's kind of like my throwaway word for this for now. Eventually, I might change to check, check, as he uses on wrap, 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 wrap on the wing, just for my own sanity. Because that's what Disney uses. So 2 different wrapping words would be hard. But wrap, 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 wrap. Yes, good boy. Awesome job. And then eventually getting more and more distance with this. So let's see about switching to this little view here, since we don't have much. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. Ready? Wrap, 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 wrap. Yeah, search. Good job. Going the other way. Ready? Wrap, 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 wrap. Yes, get it. Good boy. Ready? Wrap, 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 wrap. Yes, good job. So that's how you start the wrapping and pushes and backsides and throttles word. And eventually the swing word as well. Swing, 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 swing. Yes, good boy. Where they're turning away from you. And I'm going to go back to an All-Star Foundations game here in a second. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Didn't chew then swallow. You getting it? Oh no. Hold on. Get it, buddy. Welcome to the live stream. Chew then swallow, buddy. Swing, 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 swing. Yes, good boy. And that's also what we're learning as well. So if in the All-Star Foundation video, like I said, I filmed a few videos ahead of time. Oh gosh, I'm trying to switch to the other camera. Here, bear with me. I'm going to go ahead and get myself onto a new battery here on this camera. I do have multiple batteries for this reason. I should figure out a setup to plug all these guys in so we don't have to worry about this in the future. Hold on for a second. Got backwards. Almost there. 5 more seconds. 3, 2. Well, that's not my favorite angle anyway, right? Okay. So we're going to go back to here. And we should have battery power there. Perfect. Awesome. Until it dies. So with this behavior, we're working on the wrapping the barrel. He's so cute. Wrapping the barrel. He's ready to go for some more. And spinning and doing checks and rounds. We've done a few videos already in the series. So he's a little bit on like kind of week 2, 3 material right now. And so it's great to see that. So it doesn't look like that right off the bat, but you're going to see that in the videos that are coming out here on my YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe. As those come out, you'll be getting to know more information about that. And I'm getting a little ahead of schedule because I want to stay ahead of schedule because I have a lot of events and things coming up over the next couple weeks. I don't want to get behind and not provide a weekly video for you guys. And we can talk about other things and other training issues. If you guys are watching this right now, it's like, my dog doesn't want to do dog agility. Some of the stuff that you're going to see in this series is going to help tremendously with your obedience. As you saw on the top of this video, you saw a lot of stay work and impulse control, which is essential for every dog. So that's going to be helpful as well. Another set change that we're doing is going to be the tunnel. Then we're going to jump into talking to you guys about handling foundations for handlers. So if you have questions about that, getting yourself ready to go, it is a 2-member team in dog agility. It's not just one person or the other. I'll see a blurry screen right now. Sorry about that. My camera's like going crazy. It's like, what are you doing, Trevor? Cool. Now, I'm going to kind of give you guys a little bit of fast forward in the tunnel work game. Like I said before, you can use a bowl. You can use a treat and train. You don't have to have a treat and train. A bowl is very helpful. But I found that if I'm working by myself, if you have 2 people, you don't even need this stuff. So this is what's great about taking classes, is that you could sometimes get this done with it. If you have a training friend as well, they could be your treat and train, you know? So they could be the person down there giving treats to the dog. But what I did to teach Mochi how to start off on the tunnel is I just got him here. I said, tunnel, ready, go. Mochi, go tunnel, tunnel, tunnel. And then gave him a cookie on that side. Now, in the beginning stages, if you don't have a treat and train, you could have a treat bowl down there. Totally fine. Let me go ahead and show that right now. I'll put a treat bowl down there instead. I can always preload the treat bowl, so I don't have to be there, because like I said before, I don't want the dog to just have to always get me to go down there. I think this is essential, and one of the biggest mistakes I made early on in previous dogs training is to always escort my dog down to the end there, like go down there and be with my dog. My dog would wait for me to go down there, which is hard for rear crosses. When you eventually teach rear crosses to your dog, ready, go tunnel, 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 and rear cross on your dog, you want to make sure that your dog is okay with going ahead of you and not waiting for you. And this is actually something I haven't filmed yet with him, is practicing rear crosses. Obviously, he knows what tunnels are. Let me get that button out. And but with this idea of him understanding to go and take reinforcement down there by himself, ready, go, tunnel, 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 I can work on rear crosses with him, no problem, because he knows that the reinforcement's going to be down there. Rear crosses being that he's entering this tunnel and I'm going to the other side. So he's on my right, I'm going to get him on my left eventually. Tunnel, tunnel, tunnel. Good job. And then now he's on my left. So this is so important for your dogs as well, to learn how to do that. Eventually, the next step for him, and what we just filmed recently, is also working on throttle commands. So I'm going to actually get him on this side of my body. Instead of him entering the tunnel like this, he's crossing my path or my plane and then going into the tunnel. So for him, this is going to be nix, 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 nix. Oh, good boy. See, that's hard. Go, go, go. There we go. There we go. Good job. And that's called a throttle command into the tunnel. So this is all those little foundations that we're going to be working on and training and doing together. Lots of cool little aspects and little insights into dog agility and training. Now let me show you a little bit with Disney. It's always fun to see that. Mochi, come here. Give a round of applause for Mochi in the comment section down below. Oh gosh, just delivered some more treats. Again, hit the button. That's my bad. Disney, tunnel. Go get tunnel, tunnel, tunnel. Tunnel, go. Get the cookies. Here we go. Let him clean those out. Let me show you the toy. Disney has used a lot of toys before. Maybe at the end of this video, I will also show you this game with Mochi with the toy as well. I do like to work my dogs with both food and toys. So if you guys know my All-Star Foundation series that we just did, well, this is really good as well. So let me show you what I mean by tunnel versus tunnel throttle, if that's getting a little confusing to you. I'm going to go ahead and rotate this like that. I'd actually like for this situation to have more bags, particularly on the ends, because he's really fast and he likes to push the boundaries. So if he's on my right and I tell him, let me go ahead and go above, this is going to be much easier up here. If he's on my right and I tell him to tunnel, I want him to go on the right side of the tunnel. So I'm going to, on my right, I'm going to say tunnel, tunnel, tunnel. Good boy, get it. Good job. And if he is on my right and I want him to go on the left side of the tunnel, I'm going to raise my left arm and say nix, 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 nix. Get it? Good boy. Super, super, super. And that's the throttle. That's the throttling of a tunnel versus the throttling of a jump we've talked about earlier. So same thing of over here. I want him to do tunnel, tunnel, tunnel. That means tunnel. And I try not to add too much motion to it. And one of the biggest problems in dog agility and training and foundations that I have struggled with personally is over assisting my dog. So in previous versions of my training, let me get over here because I think it's a little better angle for you guys to see on the camera. Sit. This is how I did, particularly with my smaller dogs, tunnel versus nix, nix. So what I'm about to do is not wrong. It's just not setting you up for future success. Is what I would do is I would go tunnel, tunnel, tunnel. I see if the pressure sensitive dog, he's like, what the what? But I would lead them all the way to the tunnel. Or I would over exaggerate my nix, and I'll show you what that looks like. Nix, 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 and I'd move with him into the tunnel. What I'd like a dog to get to doing, thank you. I know, you're doing so good. Just leave it alone. Thank you. I know. Come here. What I like to do is to stand here. My goal, particularly with him, is to stand here in the middle of these two obstacles of this thing, right in front of this purple here, and be able to say, tunnel, tunnel, tunnel. Yes, good boy. And he knows what that means. Thank you. And I know, this is hard too. Thank you. Right. And also, going back to tone and cadence here, something I need to work on is saying, nix, 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 nix. Good job. Very good. What a good boy. And stand completely still. Give Disney a round of applause for that. It's so good. Yeah, very good. And that's a little bit of what handling foundations is going to be in a nutshell, getting your dog to really listen to you and really be able to do these commands without you having to always escort them to the obstacles. Something I've failed on tremendously in previous agility dog and agility training, and I'm working hard with Mochi and developing better with Disney on doing, is being able to send them and use verbals to do so. Because gosh, when they get fast, your dog is running 20 feet in front of you to the next obstacle, you can't be there. You just can't be there. So it's important the dogs know how to do these things with and without you present. So I've just super enjoyed y'all being here today. Let's jump into, I think maybe even more particularly important topic for us as handlers, and that is getting our mental game focused forward on this. The hardest, there's so many different topics I could talk about here, and if there's something that particularly is important to you, please comment. But I think one of the hardest things about dog agility, particularly in AKC, American Kennel Club, when you get to excellent master level, is when your dog makes a mistake, knocks a bar, goes off course, does a refusal, jumps a contact, and there's like, you're going over 18 plus obstacles. Your dog makes one little mistake after 20 plus cues. It can really be hurtful and hard on you as the handler to accept that, because your dog was absolutely perfect on everything else, and you as a handler, or you were absolutely perfect on everything else, and you as a handler and the dog just disconnected one time, and it makes you run without a clear round, and that doesn't get you anything. Something that I've been learning about recently and relearning about, and is the winning mindset would be, is that when you go into these situations and into your runs and into your walkthroughs, is one of the things you get to do in dog agility, you get to walk the course before you run it with your dog. Your dog doesn't get to be with you, of course, just you and the course and all the other handlers that are going to be doing it, walking the course. It's real easy to think about, oh, my dog might do a refusal there. Oh, my dog might jump the contact. And you start to play these little messages inside of your head that start to lead you to that direction. Yes, it is good to be aware of where your dog could go off course, where your dog could possibly jump the contact, but you're going to want to start putting in the mindset and the thinking of, my dog is going to do this obstacle that I'm asking him to do. My dog is going to be on course. My dog will hit this contact, and start to get yourself right. It's like, and what can I do to help my dog not get a refusal? Help my dog to take the obstacle I want them to do, instead of thinking, what is my dog going to accidentally do, or what am I going to accidentally do to take my dog to that place? Because it is good to be aware of those inconsistencies and those things, but really try to focus on your mental game. And one of the mental games that I like to do beforehand that's really helpful, and if you live here locally in Texas and you come up to me and I am not listening to you right before I run, I think most competitors at this stage know what that means. I'm focusing in, about to run. But for me personally, with my ADHD brain, and I love talking to people, obviously, I have a YouTube channel, it's really important for me to focus in on what I'm about to go do on course properly for my dog. But also, before I even run, before I even get within 3 dogs of my run, I need to close my eyes and think about what I'm about to do. Can I memorize the course to the point where if I close my eyes and don't look at anything, do I know where I'm going, what I need to do, all through that in an instant? Because these courses, the dogs, they're running a lot of times under 60 seconds flat, all these obstacles, and it goes by so quick at times that we don't have time to look around the course. Like if we're running midway course and we're 7 obstacles in and we forget where we're going, we really don't have time to look around to see where we're going, because as soon as you start to look around to see where you're going to next, the dog's been disconnected with and they're off and they're doing those things you don't want them to do. So I find it really important to just calm down. And on that note, take deep breaths. Because I want oxygen in the brain. If we start to stress out and we start to hyperventilate and we don't breathe, our brain's not going to be able to go in full thinking mode, okay? So breathe before you run. Take a deep breath. Get your core activated. Because you're going to need to be able to activate your core to run, to turn, to signal your dog, and just breathe and relax. Another tip that I've said previously in my social media posts that has been very helpful to me as an agility competitor and handler is that the same feelings you get, the same butterflies in the stomach, sweaty palms, hyperventilating and stress, are the same physiological responses that you get when you're excited about something, as well as you're stressed about something when you're excited. So when you're getting stressed out and you're thinking, I'm about to run, I don't know if I can do all this, this is really scary, go back to what I talked about and think about, like, what can I do to be successful, but also get excited about it. So stress and worry and excitement have very similar physiological responses. And it's been studied that if you just go, instead of being like, I'm stressed out, go, I'm so excited to run. And when you do that, your brain will think, oh, I'm not worried about this. I'm just excited. And it'll help you focus in on what you need to do to make it happen. So that's just like some handler things. Another little handler tip that I've learned more recently in the last couple of years with my fitness journey as well. Let me see if let me switch to a different camera. Blind crosses and things like that and turning is also making sure that you can stand here, lock out your hips from your top, and that you can rotate your body and turn your body and signal your dog without you having to rotate your hips as well. So stand still and just like see if you can turn just the top portion of your body when doing something and not necessarily have to also turn and rotate your hips back. Because when you're running and you're going, you can't do this and run like that easily. So, or Disney's like, what are you doing that? So practice at home, physically rotating your body, especially for blind crosses, and making sure you do that and stretch your shoulders and your back and your spine. And sometimes what you have to do is kind of lock in your hips and your feet and twist your legs while you're doing this in the beginning to get that rotation in the spine. Things like that are things that we need to do as competitors. Before you run as a competitor, get up on your heels like that. You can hear me. If you can hear close enough, you hear my ankles crack. I had recently in the last year a very bad plantar issue. So I've actually been really big on stretching this part of my body and making sure that my muscles that deal with that plantar issue are highly stretched out every single day. Been adding more stretches in that area for my working out. You can also sometimes roll your knees like this and just get your body ready to go for running. And sometimes people like to do little side hops. And it looks kind of funny on the sidelines, but just like little things, breathing, stretching, moving those joints, doing little arm stretches, just getting you ready to go for running will also make you feel more comfortable because you don't want to get tight while you're running. You don't want your ankle to start hurting. You don't want any other stuff. And I think part of my problem was there was some looser dirt in a situation and I haven't been working, I haven't been stretching, and because I wasn't warmed up personally, didn't like walk around a little bit because we should warm up our dogs like we always do. I think a lot of us know that before you run, you shouldn't just take your dog out of a kennel and go run. You need to go take them out of the kennel minutes beforehand, if not like 5-10 minutes sometimes, and warm them up, get them on a warm-up jump and do some warm-up exercises. I just did a live stream at 4 o'clock today. Talk about canine fitness, and you can check that out as well. But all that stuff is really, really important for our dogs and ourselves to warm ourselves up because it's a 2-person team. It's a 2-member team. It's not just the dog, it's the handler as well. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's live stream marathon. It was crazy. It was awesome. Poor TikTok live stream doesn't get to get replayed, but everything else has. I did a nice little hiking live stream with a TikTok this morning, and then I popped over to Instagram and we did some dock diving live stream. That was fun. And then we popped into here and did some little obedience and trick games. And then we went and we did some canine fitness, and now we're here on Agility Foundations and more. Just to announce the awesome new series we're about to come into. And I greatly appreciate everybody here on the Doggie Dojo. You guys have been awesome and incredible. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell not to miss any future videos. Lots more coming. The game's not over. Just because we're done with our 8-week Agility Foundation, All-Star Foundation series, we have more on the way. And I hope you guys have been enjoying the series here on the YouTube channel and be ready for more. Without further ado, have some fun with your dogs, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye.